Yo, what's good, your boy Ghost here, and today I'm bringing you guys another comparison video between the Bullfrog and AK-74u. And I actually wanted to make this comparison video because I kind of want to double down on the claims that I've made over the recent few weeks during these comparisons. Like, for example, if you guys saw my last comparison, I mentioned that the Bullfrog is probably like the best SMG currently, or could be the best SMG in the game. And like a week ago, I made a video about the AK-74u potentially being one of the best SMGs in the game, and I still agree with that statement. I know that the OTS is kind of running rampant in Warzone, like I mentioned in my last comparison, but I believe that both these SMGs have the capabilities, just because of the damage alone, to be the greatest SMGs currently in the game. But before we do get into the comparison, I want to say thank you guys for 1.83k subs. We're like 170 away from 2,000, which is actually the goal. So help a brother out, hit that sub button. We're to 2,000. I guess also follow my Twitch channel, because haven't streamed in a week because I haven't been home. But when I'm about to get home, I'm about to get back on the stream grind. So always goes underscore the Twitch. We're on the road to like 250 followers on that. And yeah, man. That being said, though, let's get into this comparison. And here we have the recoil pattern for the Bullfrog, and I gotta be honest, this recoil pattern and just whole conversation with both of these guns is actually gonna be very, very interesting, because I believe that the AK-74u and Bullfrog are two very well built weapons and are actually very similar. Whereas, like, for example, a Mac 10 or OTS, I think are very different than the Bullfrog, because they're more used for close range. They're a lot better close range. They have a little bit of range, but things like the Bullfrog and AK-74u are more like slower fire rate SMGs, a little bit more, I guess, just balanced in terms of usage, instead of just being centered around close range combat. But both these guns, man, are very, very good. And okay, I wouldn't say they're slept on, because the Bullfrog obviously isn't slept on. I actually do think, even without me claiming it to be the best SMG in the game, it's still easily a top 3 SMG. But the AK-74u, that's an SMG that people don't really give attention to, and honestly, I don't really know why. I really feel like the AK-74u could be a top 3, top 5 candidate in terms of SMGs, yet it doesn't really get attention, and it never really got attention. Now, granted, the metas that we had for SMG have maybe not allowed it to thrive, but I think right now, where like the SMG meta seems kind of weird, or there really is an SMG meta, I guess maybe you could consider the OTS to be meta, but I just feel like right now would be the best opportunity the AK-74 has to be the best SMG, because again, there's like not that many guns that are overwhelmingly the best, and even then I still don't think the OTS is that godly of a weapon. Like, it's good, and I've seen people do work with it, but I don't think it's the best SMG by like a mile. Yeah, a lot of people like using it, but I still think it has its flaws. I don't think it's for everybody. And guns like the Bullfrog and AK-74u, like, I think that they're pretty close to the level of OTS, if not even better, given the fact that they have a lot of damage. Yeah, I know the fire rates are very moderate, but I still think they're very good SMGs, and I like using them. Now, the Bullfrog, though, like, I don't really have to make a case for the Bullfrog. I feel like most people know what the Bullfrog's all about, but I kind of just want to bring light to the 74u again to show you guys how close in comparison it is to the Bullfrog, so you guys can maybe, hopefully, open your heart to it and want to use it in place of a Bullfrog. Because I understand using a Bullfrog, which has been kind of like in the meta for a while now. I feel like this gun has also been one of those reliable SMGs, just like the Mac 10, in terms of it being a top SMG over the last few seasons, over the last changes. Like, it's always there. Even if it gets nerfed, it still somehow finds its way back. It always finds a place in the season where for like a week or 2 weeks, everyone is just using it, everyone goes back to it. And me, I don't know, I just really like it as a sniper support, so I use it a lot too. And yeah, man. But with that being said, though, let's get into the AK-74u. And here we have the recoil pattern for the AK-74u. And I apologize if the Bullfrog segment seemed to be a little lackluster. I just made a Bullfrog comparison, and I don't know, I just kind of felt like I would be repeating the same stuff from last video, which I don't really want to do. I tend to do it anyways over time, but I don't know, I feel weird about it. But anyways, man, AK-74u and Bullfrog in terms of long range comparison, I think that the Bullfrog is still by far the most superior SMG at long range. And I would say, like, maybe it's close competition, but I don't know, man. The AK-74u, especially this class setup that I'm running on it, has no barrel, so I just see Bullfrog is definitely the safest choice at range. And that, again, really just goes for any SMG comparison between the Bullfrog and just whatever. The Bullfrog, by far, in my opinion, is the most superior SMG at long range without much competition. Now, you guys might be able to debate that, but I don't know. I just don't see any other SMG really coming close to the Bullfrog's capabilities. But anyways, man, we're gonna go over a few stats, and to be honest, I think this comparison in terms of statistical values, I think it's very, very like close with one another, as opposed to like if you saw my last one, the Bullfrog and the MAC-10. I feel like they both were lopsided to like damage or fire rate, whereas this comparison specifically is going to be very, well-rounded, very well-balanced between both of them. So anyways, with the first stat we're going to go over is the fire rate. For the Bullfrog, we have a 751 RPM, and then the AK-74u, we have a 696 RPM. And obviously right there, a pretty, I wouldn't say, pretty, good difference between the two. Nothing too crazy, not like the MAC-10 where it was like a 300 difference between the MAC-10 and Bullfrog. This is a very balanced one where it's like about 50, I think 50, if I don't know, maybe a little bit less than 50, maybe a little bit more, and making it so like the fire rate won't really make too much of a difference in terms of close range combat. So both these weapons, it's not really going to be about how much bullets you can put out. It's more just going to be about accuracy, because both of them deal out a lot of damage, and based on these damages, I'm really surprised that they don't get used, or I should say, I'm surprised that AK-74u doesn't get used a lot more. But anyways, moving over to the damage for the Bullfrog, we have 0 to 13 meters, 46 damage to the head, 31 to the neck, stomach, and chest, and then 27 to the extremities, which is the limbs. And then moving over to the 74u, we have 49 damage to the head, 43 to the neck, 34 to the chest, and then 31 to the stomach and extremities. Obviously there, 74u having a slight advantage in damage. I think the biggest significance there, or difference there, would be the neck damage, where the neck damage for the Bullfrog is 31, and then the 74u is 43, which is a huge difference. That's like 3, 4, 5 bullet difference if you were just to solely shoot someone in the neck. But again, neck shots I feel like are kind of, you're not consistently gonna get that. Maybe, I don't know. I could actually argue that you get more neck shots than you do headshots, which I don't think that's a wild statement. I think that's a pretty fair statement if I do say so myself, because I don't know, with guns not having that much recoil, if you're not exclusively aiming to the head, if you kick up a little bit, you're more than likely only gonna reach to the neck before you either die or down somebody. I don't know, maybe I might be tripping, but regardless, you're gonna mix in a lot of shots when you fight someone, especially at close range. Like, it's not just gonna be body shots. Depending on how the situation plays out, you might end up getting some, some headshots, some neck shots. And to be honest, this whole neck segment of damage is kind of confusing to me still, because as you guys saw, the Bullfrog has the same damage as it does to the chest and stomach, whereas the 74u has a complete difference in just neck and chest damage. And I don't know how much different that is. Again, this is like a brand new thing that I've seen on the True Game Data's website. Literally got implemented within this week or something, and it's just, I don't know, I still gotta get used to this because it's a little bit weird. But anyways, moving on to the range, we have 13 meters and above for the Bullfrog, 32 damage to the head, 25 to the neck, chest, and stomach, and then 22 to the extremities. And then for the 74u, we have 41 damage to the head, again keeping that high damage to the head, or headshot damage. And 36 to the neck, 28 to the chest, and then 26 to the stomach and extremities. Again, significantly, I won't say significantly, but definitely more actually, no, yeah, a little bit more, like 3 to 4 bullets more between the two that 74u has advantage on. And to be honest, the thing about what's so beautiful about the 74u is, okay, as you guys, like, I gave a lot of flack to the OTS and guns that just have like 40 round mags, and as you guys can see, it might sound hypocritical because the 74u, or my class setup, has a 40 round mag. And yeah, I do have a 40 round mag on my 74u, but the thing is, you could run a 50 round mag on this AK-74u, and you could build it with the 50 round mag and still have it be pretty mobile. I just didn't want to. I didn't think I needed it because the 74 doesn't waste ammo like that. Whereas like the OTS or Fennec, they have a really fast fire rate, and so the bullets just disappear. And whereas this weapon, it's kind of like much more of a moderate fire rate, and the bullets kind of just last you a little bit longer, and it outputs a lot of damage. Now the OTS, don't get me wrong, does have a lot of damage, pretty like actually significantly a lot for a gun that has a pretty decently fast fire rate. But I don't know, 74u, man, is really deadly. And again, this gun has no barrel, so if you were to put on the barrel and you were able to put 50 round mag on it, this gun at long ranges would be really deadly. But again, I didn't want to try that. Because I just felt like I wouldn't be able to get like a good class level. I kind of just wanted it for close to medium range. I think I got the class level for that. But that's just gonna be up to you guys, depending on how you want to build it. But if you really wanted to use it like a sniper support to maybe substitute it in place of a Bullfrog, you definitely can. You just gotta find, I think, a much better class setup than this one to be able to accommodate for that. Because I don't think this class setup necessarily is the best for long range. It definitely has a little bit of range because it's sending for you at the end of the day, but it needs a little bit more. And it's like maybe a barrel. That's really gonna be up to you guys. But anyways, man, that's pretty much it. The end of the video. Next video though, it's gonna actually be like a fresh video. I'm not gonna lie, these last videos have obviously been, if you've been paying attention, recycled clips and whatnot, because your boy has not been home. I literally have been in a different state, chilling, but you know I gotta make content, and thankfully I had this stuff, or else I would literally wouldn't be able to make content. But you know, fresh content comes soon. I promise you that. And season 5 Reloaded comes out next week. And I'm not really sure if I should be excited for that, because I didn't really see what's coming out, but I heard nothing really new was coming out, which to be honest I don't really care, because I don't think most people are waiting for Vanguard anyway. We still have like what, a season and a half to wait, so we just gotta get through it. But anyways, man, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the 74u and Bullfrog, and them potentially being the meta of SMGs. But yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.